Alright guys, today we're going to install a shift rod. Happens to be an Arlen Ness beveled one. Installation is pretty straightforward on this. They provide actually a very thorough instructions from Arlen Ness on this particular setup. It's going on a 2015 Harley Street Glide in this application. They even include the blue Loctite. For this application, they do not need the aluminum spacer. It'll tell you that inside of the instructions, but that's something you can set aside. I'm going to go ahead and go over to the bike. Alright, we've moved over to the bike. The shift linkage is right here. Some of this might be hard to be able to see on the video, but once you're sitting in front of your bike and your application, it'll become a lot clearer. The rear one, there's only one particular bolt that you need to take out. On this bike, it happens to be a 7/16. I'm going to go ahead and take that off now. It's not put on there very tight from the factory, so pretty easy to loosen up. Now I'm going to move over to the front side, and again this is going to be a little hard to see, but there's a bolt that goes through similar to the back, but then also there's a nut on the back side. So you're going to need 2 wrenches here. You're going to need a 7/16, and then the 1/2 inch is actually going to go on the back side to hold that nut in place. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Doesn't take long until it's able to be taken off with just your fingers. Go ahead and put the wrenches down. Take the rest of this off by hand. There's a lock washer and a nut on the back side. Make sure you hold on to those. I did read through the instructions beforehand, and it said Arlen Ness said to go ahead and keep those. So I can go ahead and take the rod out though. And there you go. It's completely removed, and we'll head back over to the bench. Okay, we're back over to the bench here. I laid the factory one on here just so I could have a good point of reference. Got the new Arlen Ness shift rod here, and of course just make sure you have the logo the appropriate way when you're going to go ahead and put this on the bike. There's the 2 bolts that are provided with the kit. The longer one goes on the front, the shorter one goes on the rear. And then again, follow the instructions that Arlen Ness gives. They're very thorough in this particular application. But the wave washer goes on first, followed by a secondary washer. Then your shift rod will be in between. And then on the back side, these are the 2 things that we saved from our factory parts. OEM spacer, OEM nut that go on the back side to be able to tighten everything up. 15 pounds of foot torque to get that back to spec. And then on the rear, wave washer, standard washer. Thread that on there, and again 15 pounds of torque. I'll go ahead and apply my blue Loctite now that's provided with the kit, and go ahead and reattach to the bike. Okay, I've just got everything torqued, and I wanted to show you the final result. Everything went together pretty simple. The only thing that I will bring up just as a quick hint, if you will, on the rear it's a very tight fit in there. So what I ended up using, they're Allen heads in the bolts, and I ended up using a regular 1/4 inch bit, and then actually using a 1/4 inch wrench to be able to put the bit in there and then be able to tighten it that way. It was hard to even get a socket in there or anything. So anyway, that would just be something I would suggest doing to make your life a little easier on the back. The front was very straightforward. There's plenty of room to work with up there. Again, a 1/2 inch on that nut in the back side, and then the Allen on the front. So overall, it was pretty easy, about 15 minutes to install, and I think it looks great. Please check out my website, www.rotation.mx, for more videos.